point, because there's a lot of avenues for you to kind of get a lot of free ult charge here, and it can be rather annoying to kind of deal with the Sombra as well. Not as many health packs to hack, but it can still be quite frustrating. Nice little trade there. Hydration actually picks up 2, so it makes it even, 2 for 2. Stitch and Raw are going to be able to come back from Storm a little bit quicker. 1v1 from Blase and Tuba. Oh, he just finished off with just the plain shurikens after the aim god in a little bit of trouble. Hydration's just rolling on through. They still control the point, although Justice, they are kind of falling over right now, getting folded like a piece of paper. And that'll be Outlaws finding the recap with a lot of ults to spare, actually, too. Blase is going to have this blade coming into the next fight, plus the pulse bomb as well. Where the drum is. He's just playing on the counter dive right now. Transcendence is going to get used by aim god, but look at that damage. Stitch gets instantly destroyed. Transcendence going to fade away, and Blase says it's my time to shine. Pulls out the blade, killing off aim god, and everybody getting booped off the map. You've got to be a little bit more careful there. Arc and Meko take a sit down as they get booped off the map. Graviton Surge. Tuba needed some of that armor, I feel like. A pulse bomb onto Raw, he was fairly low, so he gets instantly destroyed. Flux up in the skies. No combo with Tuba. Losing people left, right, and center. They do end up trading. Repel going down does mean Tuba pulls the blade, but hey, guess what happens? You get instantly grabbed, and then the Might is going to finish off Stitch once again. Outlaws now at 97%. They're going to be able to maybe touch for OT of the Justice, but it's going to be up to Stitch or Raw getting back to the point in time, but Raw's already taken out by Dante. Dante's Tracer looking so good coming into the series already. Supports. Blase is going to have to get down to low ground to actually get healed, though. Raw is going to just chase him all the way down. Jax and Repel weren't close by, or at least I'm not entirely sure where they were, potentially in this corridor, and Raw just, yeah, destroying the backline of the Outlaws. The Outlaws kind of traded places with them at that point, and yeah, they all ended up dying in that small corridor. Trying to dive aim god was the key.
In a little bit of trouble when it came down to it, and just trying to find the healers and track them down. But speaking of tracking down healers, Dante sticks aim god.
Yeah, that's a very good start, and the Coalescence as well to just kind of turn the tides. If the tides weren't already turned, they're definitely flowing green. Outlaws are just going to mow them all down on the point. That's going to be it. I mean, one pulse bomb onto a support. Yeah, the fight's pretty much done after that.
Get into position.
There's a Graviton Surge online almost for Meko here. Dante could try and turn the fight with this pulse bomb, because they killed Janu in the end. I mean, this is still a very good spot. There's the stick again. Aim god forced to actually use the Transcendence in that situation. A return beat for the Outlaws to keep them in the fight as Blase nears the blade too. And now, Aim god's basically all alone. Luckily, he's receiving this rally armor, but still getting chunked down. He finishes the 1v1 against Dante with the help of Arc. And eventually, Hydration puts out the mine, so now they can only really move one way onto the point. A perfect way to set up. Perfect. It's actually textbook.
So
Hydration's going to use, like, the mine kill goes onto Tuba 2. They force everybody down to the low ground. Hydration knocks one off. Coalescence to keep everybody alive in the point as well. Meko was so low, it was close to getting demegged, and now Blase pulls the blade. An easy kill onto Janu as well, as Hydration pushes another one off the map, and Outlaw is going to roll through the Justice. Downtown is theirs, and the map.
It's just such a beautiful play from Hydration to shut the door with the...
It's okay. I'm lost in the
Pretty
source.
split up
and,
here.
So is Raw. Raw is very lost in the source right now. Whoops-a-daisy. Linksa clicks on Tuba as well. Nice kill onto Jexa, though. Let's see if it actually results in anything. I don't think it will, because people are dying here so late for the Justice, but Linksa and Dante are dead now. Stitch and Aim God taking the game into their own hands. Janu's definitely better off sitting on the high ground, though, throwing rocks at people. Stick on the back for Stitch. Linksa goes down. Immortality Field has been used as well by the Outlaws already, so they're going to have to be a little bit more careful of this backline push, although they don't need to be anymore. They're definitely going to go for this reset as Justice end up capping point A.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit because it seemed like they were...
Bubble. So no damage. Jexa will fall, though, as the Transcendence forward for Justice. Raw gets flashbang, but he's going to be okay, and Linksa gets pushed out of Immortality Field as well. Very good push for the Justice, as Aim God is on the flank. I mean, why not? The rest of your team is distracted.
Hydration is doing a ton of damage, but the rest of his team's not there to capitalize.
Ooh, that is a pretty okay flux. I thought it got more there. Actually hit Hydration and killed him. Bearing in mind, I thought more people went down there as well as they scurried for the box. Tuba's going to be able to kill Dante as well and still hold on to this blade. They might just be able to cap without ults, and they cap. 3 minutes and 36 seconds, and they had ults to spare. Look, Transcendence, Rally, Primal Rage, they held cooldowns so they can get an easier engagement on the left-hand side.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to touch this in time, Hex. And Raw, though, going down again. Immortality Field used to keep Hydration alive. That window didn't do all too much, but resulting in a couple of kills, and actually zoning away Justice is good enough. Transcendence with the blade. Tuba hasn't got a dash. He needs to find a kill, or he can't get back into the back line. Jexay going down, but Aimgod's going to fall as well. They went wholeheartedly into that fight, like 3-man dove with Arc and Aimgod and the Transcendence, and Tuba was the only one that survived. He got a kill and got out. The rest of his supports...
Flux has been good for Washington.
There's the blade for Dante. Perfect combo as well, with people getting bashed up into the air too. Arc goes down, Stitch to follow. Stitch, by the way, was in the background. He was in the back line of the Outlaws, but was managed to, you know, reveal himself just for a smidgen, and Linksa clicked on his head. Now Outlaws pushing on to the second point. I mean, this is what you really wanted from Stitch, ideally, was just to get into the back line like he's been doing with Eyes. Outlaws still pushing on to the third point with 2 meters to go. They managed to get the Bob out onto the point 2. Raw going extraordinarily low, dies with Primal Rage, as Bob also clears up Stitch. And Outlaws almost get the complete team wipe, only Tuba left. They should be able to get it here. And now with 5 minutes on the board, going into the third point. Doesn't have pulse bomb in this situation, but they don't want to risk it. Tuba setting up for the blade. They end up rallying in. Perfect time for him to go in. He gets grabbed though. Doesn't matter because Meko already falls. Hydration as well. Lets loose on the mines. But everybody's stacked up high with armor, so the only person that's going to instantly die is Stitch, and he did go down. And also aim
bubble the burst damage in, and now you don't end up overstaying your welcome when that's the case.
Oh, you see Linksa just holding this angle against Tuba, and he gets the kill too, and a kill on Stitch. 2 shots, 2 kills for Linksa, both on the DPS. Perfect positioning from Finland's gift to Esports. Raw jumps into the front line and kind of the back line of the Outlaws, and he gets instantly destroyed because he only has Zen Orb, if he has the Zen Orb as well. Hydration does end up going down, is punished by Arc, but Meko is still alive at extremely high charge with the window 2. Oh, it looked good, but everybody was so grouped up for that pulse bomb. A good stick onto Repel does end the fight.
You'd love to get out with your charge there, but Tuba is going to make short work of it. Dash resets.
HP plus armor now, as Jexay did use a rally. Tuba's time to go in though. He's got a little bit of armor himself. He finds Linksa, 2 slashes, 1 kill, gets the reset, wants to find the support in the air. He manages to get it. Repel, you can't escape me, even with those exo boots. Transcendence, 2 for the Justice to force the Outlaws away. Meko used that grab, didn't quite find anything, and hey, there you go, Justice. Well, they full hold. Linksa was the one touching there. You have to be careful. Janu in a little bit of trouble now. Hydration's going to be able to kind of roll in, roll out, but ever so slowly they are capping this point, and now someone from Outlaws has to be on the point permanently. Hydration, I think, was one of them, but Aimgod was able to take him out. This should just be it. With Dante going down as well, they stand little to no chance unless Linksa just collapse, but it's not going to happen. Aimgod does go down in the end, but Linksa couldn't quite touch, and...
Far the turret's gotten absolutely nothing done.
Oh! The window with the turret, it's unbelievable DPS. I'm not entirely sure how much, but it's not actually that much. But it's also not doing anything, really. I mean, it maybe gets the Molten Core for Blase, maybe, but Blase is already dead. Hydration's going to follow as well. That Transcendence was so good from Aimgod there. Just surviving all of that damage. And oh, Blase switches to the Primal Rage. This rally's going off. This should make sure Outlaws survive, but a beautiful stick onto Dante. Blase's also going to fall as well. No DPS now available, and they unleash the blade. Immortality Field is going to come out, and an eat from Janu as well. The second eat this series on a grab. He takes that one, and that's Outlaws with now nothing left. Blase, because he switched in that Molten Core, and he can't get back on the Doom, and this is Justice with an unbelievable steamroll. Meko jumps back on to the Wrecking Ball to get back to the point in time. A resurrection onto Blase 2, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to get onto the point. Stitch is camping this left-hand side. Another res onto Blase as Jexay switches off. Forgo that for a very aggressive dive into this room. Raw's going to almost pay for it with his life, but they actually managed to kill Hydration off before Raw ends up going down, and now they've got a whole lot less space to work with. They're relying on Meko here to create some of that space with these bubbles, and the amount of damage he's going to just unleash. Speaking of unleashing damage, that's a Coalescence in a very tight corridor. 2 kills for Repel. And they're going to repel the offense, the defense, sorry, away from the point. Which didn't really work.
3 kills. I mean, that fight was just perfect.
Meko has to be careful. He's already had 2 ults eaten so far this series. Aimgod does end up falling. The rally's going to help them at least survive on the point for Aimgod to come back. Another blade coming through from Tuba this time. He's on the back line on Meko. He gets grabbed at the end, but he already has done the damage. I mean, he's killed 2, or he's assisted 1, then killed off Meko. Hydration does find the kill, however. Aimgod's back now. Tuba's going to be back momentarily, so this is very much a reset for the Outlaws as Dante's also dead. Now, with a lesser time bank than the Justice, this feels like map number 2 all over again, where it was like, wow, that was a really, really impressive time. Got that online just passively. Blazey's nowhere near the spade. I wonder if they use it aggressively. Yeah, they do. Just to keep the tanks alive in the front line. That'll be an easy fight win. Blase and Repel are dead. Meko bites the dust as well. And that will be, again, another stellar defense for the Justice right now. Outlaws having just a monumentally hard time. That aggressively right now. He's looking for the back line more than just fighting the tanks. Nice, another stick from Stitch takes out Meko again. The beat came through. The blade from Tuba isn't going to result in all too much, but with Meko dead, Hydration's going to have to play more careful. Dante, Blase, literally everybody. 2 right clicks, 2 kills. Repel and Dante are going to go down, and again, the Justice DPS are just mowing down the flowchart Overwatch. They've got self-destruct. They're using it for the remake. Meko doesn't even get energy for that one. He hit the shift, but it wasn't in line of sight of the self-destruct. They have the combo with the blade, but with Jexay dead and Repel falling as well. Again, another reset for the Outlaws. They just cannot find space to make this fight work. And make these combos work as well, Hex.
It's going to have to be the Graviton Blade. It's your best option here. But
Target for focusing out and forcing out this Transcendence, but they end up grabbing Tuba, and Repel actually just ends up dying. Outlaws are still man up, but they can get back to the point. Blase killing off Stitch 2. Rally for Jexay. Justice can still survive, however. They've got Rally coming up and the Transcendence for Aimgod. Yeah, there you go. Right onto the point, so everybody can now get back in time. They only need 1 pick, ideally, and it should just be good. The Rally's coming out, and Meko is dead. There's the pick I'm talking about. Dante, Jexay also end up going down. This is going to be it. The hold on the second point for the Justice. They got way too many people alive, and the Outlaws are going to lose this map as well. Justice now. Match for him. He's actually on the high ground on the top left of the second phase, so he's still looking for him. There you go. You can see him. Ooh, double shot. Last one being the headshot. Easy kill on Stitch. However, Repel does end up going down. Coach Gun as Tuba dashes into Linkser straight to the dome. The Coach Gun does the Immortality field, and the blade coming out from Tuba as well. Meko's trapped in the corner.
Doesn't have a dash. Doesn't have a reset. Can't get up top.
It might just be okay, in fact. The armor's going to stack onto Dante as well, meaning he can pull the blade rather safely. A recall 2. No dash available for him either now. Lynx is also long gone as well. That window on the high ground was good for Repel. A nice little angle, but Raw pays him a small visit with a Primal Rage. Everybody kept alive during that early Transcendence as well from Aimgod. Normally you'd think that you'd want to save him for the blade there, but just getting the initial kills was good enough for them to actually win that team fight. Lynx dies in forward spawn, sadly, but eventually Justice again, this payload just hasn't stopped moving at all. There's a couple of meters before it does end up landing in. There's a flux in the room. Immortality field got thrown out from the Outlaws, so they're able to survive all this damage in this small room. However, Meko finding 2, and they are now having to sit on the payload. Repel is still alive, and they've kind of swapped positions. Blade for Tuba. Can't quite get the final dash. He eventually does. That was so close. He was 1 melee away from dying. Dante kills him with his blade as well, but Aimgod was there to luckily click him, and the Primal Rage hydration was, what, maybe a pixel away from actually contesting that payload? Pretty damn disappointing if you're hydration there. You'd have thought you'd be on it. But they end up capping the second, and that was a lot of granted space there by the Outlaws, allowing
center back, and Washington's just going to get aggressive. Here comes a rally.
Yeah, super aggro now that Lynx is dead. It's just support after support. They're being very proactive in how they're playing. Aimgod's going to have the Transcendence as well. Dante isn't even near the blade. He's got 50% away, and Justice are just steamrolling this point. And now they can hold the doors. The bomb's going to come out at least, and it's going to get bashed away, so it's not even going to be able to contest the payload. A couple of meters will do it. 0.01, in fact. Someone needs to leave it for a microsecond, and they are going to be good. Hydration is now spinning to win, but it's just all about the stall tactic. Dante 20% from a blade, but a Transcendence on the point, and there it is. 2 minutes in the time bank. A watch point Gibraltar. That's a maybe 3 doors isn't enough. Ooh, okay. The TP. Oh well, they're all they're all dead. Oh, cute little telly as they all instantly die.
No, I was saying what Tuba was thinking. Tuba was thinking
it's going to come right away. Transcendence. They're using these support ultimates so aggressively. I actually really like it, although now they're going to have to worry about Dante's blade. The pulse bomb straight on top of the shield, but it actually just gets completely eaten up by the shield itself. Bob's going to come through as well. Stitch, Janu already dead. Should be the first point for Outlaws now, as they do clean up the rest.
And they've got great momentum here too, so they can take a lot of forward position and take the top of the shuttle if they want.
Echo almost impossible to kill. Rally, Blade, 300 HP. Dante's trying to duck, dip, dive, and dodge out of this flux. He manages to get out of the way, but he's going to get bashed. Only a couple of swings did end up landing, but it was actually enough to find 2 kills in Stitch and Janu already. And all this meanwhile, Linksa has been pushing the payload too. So he's getting a lot of time and space just alone because he knows the rest of his team are up. Well, they're trying to surround Linksa now. A short hop into the shuttle, but Linksa's not going down with that fight. Tuber and AimGod already fall too. Yeah, everybody splits up. Brawl was really nowhere to be found. He was trying to kill Linksa to try and stop all this damage landing on the front line for free, but was completely unable to. 4 minutes plus in the timeout now for this third point. This is both teams on all maps. If don't find too much, and this rally going off for Jexay as well. Meko finding the Flux target, almost insta-killing the Winston there. He just managed to get out in time, but not for long as Hydration finished up the kill. Dragon Blade with the Transcendence. This is the stabilization that they need. Tuba does get bashed. He finds 1 kill, which could be important. It is Hydration, and spawn advantage. And with the rally armor as well, Justice are way harder to take down now. They only need 1 kill realistically, but Dante pulls the Blade, finds 1, finds another one, and that will be the Justice force all the way back to spawn. Luckily, Stitch manages to find 2 of his own in amongst all the chaos, and Raw is still alive. He stays alive and gets Primal Rage. This is going to be a very easy fight, but Stitch eventually taken down by Linksa in the back with a swift headshot. 3 minutes on the clock for the Outlaws to complete. Self-destruct high in the sky, and the Justice don't touch. The space created as well with the fly. Linksa throw a dynamite at him, so Stitch should get out of there rather fast. He has to recall, surely. No! He makes him turn around, and Tuba managed to finish off the kill with just a dash. Stitch does end up falling, but with the Linksa dead, this comp kind of does fall apart. They're relying on Dante to get stuff done. He's doing just that. AimGod is so low as well, eventually gets taken out by Hydration. 2 tanks alive versus 2 tanks on the point. Luckily, Linksa switched over to the Tracer to try and get back onto the point ASAP. Doesn't want to go on the Ashe any longer. And just stalling out is going to be good enough, really. They have 35 seconds remaining with Jexay dead.
Yeah, Roar's still in Prime. We'll go batting around. He gets a second as Tuba's there. And this finally looks like a coordinated effort.
There's the rally. Oh, pulse spawn. That was close. Stitch is already dead. Flashbang headshot from Linksa. And now Dante gets Blade with the rally armor as well. A snipe, in fact, through the window onto Arc as well. The self-destruct comes out. Transcendence being used too. Jexay does end up going down. Tuba carrying the game. Both supports now dead, but now he's in trouble. He's getting chased by Dante. Pulls out the Blade to reflect, but Linksa follows it up with a kill. Pretty scrappy towards the end, but Washington Justice still have control of the point with Stitch on it. He kills Dante also, but now they have to deal with 2 tanks. Luckily enough, we've got a Lucio on the point now as well for the additional healing, but can he actually stay alive long enough? Turns out he can't. A recall for Stitch now as well, hoping and praying that his tanks get back in time to get some additional kills and follow up on the damage he's already done. A high noon from Linksa. It gets reflected. That was so close to actually hitting him in the head. Tuba, that probably would have been the game-winning deflect, or at least the point-winning deflect if he could actually get the kill. But now you see Linksa and Dante with a free range of fire just plinking away at people on the payload. In the server room, no real surprise to anybody, really. Dante's closing up to this Blade too. Oh, dynamite through the Ant Matrix. That is a lot of damage. Instant Transcendence pop there from AimGod as well. Hydration does end up going down. Now Repel under a lot of pressure, but he's got a lot of healing. Now not so much anymore as Jexay also falls. Dante has the Blade. He can still clutch this fight out, but is he going to? He is indeed. He slices and dices, kills Arc, but Tuba's going to be able to follow up with a 2-piece of his own. Repel also ends up falling. A couple of meters now remains for the payload to get to this first point, but there's only a minute on the clock for the Outlaw. Blade's going to come out. You hear the Flux instantly come out as well. Lynx is in trouble. Lynx is dead. Tuba maybe 15 HP, but he's already made sure they can't follow up with any meaningful damage. Dante has armor, but that's about it. Lynx is going to be able to come back with Bob just in time if the Outlaws can stall out. They have about 15 seconds remaining now. Stitch works his way to the back line, trying to take someone out, aiding in the dive. Meko caught between a Tracer and a Winston. Not where you want to be against a dive comp. The Immortality field used as well. This is disastrous for the Outlaws. Stitch is going to be able to take it out too. Dante needs the Blade, but ends up going down, forcing him to touch. AimGod, a boot to the face. OT is now here. Justice looking to win this series as Hydration falls as well. A Transcendence for AimGod. He earns it, he clicks it. And now just taking out Meko is going to be the name of the game. They force him away. Discord Orb, and his life is very much over. Jexay down as well. Only a couple of people to get back in time, but Justice are going to hold the Outlaws just before this first point and claim 3-1 in the series.